Now let us study the unit cells on the basis of their dimensions. As I have told you, the dimensions are described on the basis of their angles and the edges. We came to know that in our nature, in our surroundings, basically 7 types of crystal systems exist on the basis of the different 7 types of arrangement or the dimensions possible for the unit cells. Now, those 7 different possible types of dimensions of the unit cells results in the formation of 7 crystal systems, which are called cubic, trigonal, tetragonal, hexagonal, orthorhombic, monoclinic and triclinic. Like, let us first start with cubic. Now on the basis of the edges, what we find is in cubic all edges are equal to each other. All edges are equal to each other and all angles are equal to each other and all are 90 degree at the 90 degree to each other. And basically we have both SCC, BCC and FCC existing in this type of the dimensions. The second type of the crystal system is your trigonal, which is also called rhombohedral. In rhombohedral or trigonal, all edges are equal to each other, all angles are equal to each other, but they are not equal to 90 degrees, so they are slightly tilted. And whatever the angles they are having, all the 3 edges will be forming the same type of an angle. Third category is of tetragonal unit cells or tetragonal crystal system. In this, the unit cells, which are called tetragonal unit cells, are having what? Length and breadth equal to each other, but height is different. That's why A and B is equal to A and B are equal, but they are not equal to C. So height is different. But again, all angles are equal to each other and all of them are at 90 degree. Next category is of hexagonal unit cell, in which the particles are arranged in hexagonal manner. This type of crystal system is called hexagonal crystal system, and the unit cells in these are called hexagonal unit cells. In this, what we find is, again, the length and breadth are same but height is different. And remember, the alpha and beta angles are 90 degree. The angles between the formed by the length with the height and the breadth with the height are 90 degree, but the angle between length and breadth is of 120 degree. So it's almost as of this type. So that's why this angle is 120 degree. Hexagonal unit cell. The next is orthorhombic unit cell. In this type of crystal system, the unit cells are called orthorhombic unit cells. What we find is all 3 edges are different from each other. None of them are equal to each other, but all angles are equal to each other and they all are at 90 degree. So this is called orthorhombic unit cell. The matchbox is an example of orthorhombic type of the unit cell. Then we have monoclinic. In monoclinic, again, all edges are different, none of them are equal to each other, but alpha and gamma angle are 90 degree, but beta is not at 90 degree. Beta was the angle which was formed between your length and the height. So that is not equal to 90 degree, but all the rest of the angles are at 90 degree. That's called monoclinic type of unit cell. Then we have a triclinic crystal system in which the unit cells are called triclinic unit cells, in which all edges are different and all angles are different from each other, and none of them is at 90 degree. So the most symmetrical is your cubic and most unsymmetrical is your triclinic. And what we find is, we have done on the basis of the arrangement of the particles, we have 4 types of unit cells, and on the basis of the dimensions we have these 7 types of crystal system or 7 types of unit cells. So if all those 4 arrangements are existing in all these 7 dimensions, we would be having 28 arrangements, but in the nature. But actually we don't have 28. We have 14. How? Like you can see, in cubic we have SCC, BCC and FCC types of unit cells, whereas in trigonal we have only SCC. In case of tetragonal we have SCC and BCC. In case of hexagonal we have only SCC type of unit cell. The arrangement, I'm talking about, these are the arrangements. In orthorhombic we have all 4, SCC, BCC, FCC and end-centered. In monoclinic we have SCC and end-centered, and in triclinic we have only SCC. So this is how these 4 are your basic types of crystal systems existing in the nature, and these 14 crystal systems are called Brevis lattices. So all these are the, what are Brevis lattices? The 14 natural occurring crystal systems they are these ones. And they are called Brevis lattice after the name of the scientist Brevis who actually discovered them. So this is what are the types of unit cells we can have, and that is why you can make out very clear. We often call SCC as simple cubic unit cell. What does it mean? It means the particles will be arranged in a simple manner, like in the primitive type of system, and they are having dimensions of cubic. So that's why it's called simple cubic unit cell. If I have this one, trigonal, I can say I have trigonal or body-centered, we will say body-centered tetragonal unit cell. What does it mean? The particles are arranged in a body-centered way, but their dimensions are of tetragonal type. In a similar way, what we can write is, we can have like this one, orthorhombic. We can have face-centered orthorhombic unit cell. What does it mean? The arrangement says of face-centered, the dimensions are of orthorhombic. So this is how we can have basically these 14 types of unit cells or crystal systems which are called Brevis lattices. 14 types of lattices are possible. Now, out of these, we have mainly the one type of the cubic one in our syllabus, because that's the most easiest one to understand the dimensions and the other formulas which are of the basics of their crystal systems.